So, man, oh man, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney shook up Brooklyn this weekend. Oh my God, how was that for you? We had a conversation off record, and we spoke about Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. I had my opinion, you had your opinion.
Mhm.
Did it live up to everything that you thought it was going to be, or
Not even
what happened? What happened,
listen,
champ?
well, you know what it is? I think I went into it like the fight, like I definitely underestimated Ryan Garcia. I didn't think Ryan Garcia had pop like that. Like so I didn't think he really had like concussive power like that. I thought he had like some
Decent.
decent like I'm a professional fighter pop, but Devin Haney made him look like fucking Gennady Golovkin. You know what I mean? Like I just like that's what it looked like in there, right? Like or he got wobbled in the first round, and just from what round 5 on, it was just like every time Ryan just touched him, he just buckled, and it was like it was it was so reminiscent of the Linares fight, right? Where Linares caught him. I think it was maybe like the ninth or eighth round or whatever, and
Hmm.
Devin buckled, and people were saying like, oh, Devin doesn't have a chin or whatever. But to me, I'm like, nah, you do got a chin if you got buckled and you stood up. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Also, it was the end of the round, but he got back to his stool, sat down, got some water, refreshed. He was good the next round. I just like I feel like what happened, what we saw, it was perfect timing for Ryan Garcia, but I also feel like Devin has been squeezing himself down for so long. I do feel like that played a major part. He
Okay.
was never supposed to fight Lomachenko, right? That
Yeah.
he should have.
Yeah.
He never was supposed to do that, right? And like I think now Devin's gonna be an example of like everybody can't squeeze themselves down into these like lower weight classes for so long. Cause I'm 185 and I'm about 5'9" and a half, right?
Hmm.
And uh he, Devin's the same height as me. I'm 185. I've stretched all the way to 200 pounds, right? So I'm obviously not a professional athlete. So they're burning a certain amount of calories every day to allow them lose a lot of weight faster, right?
Yeah, in
But
Vegas too.
no way that cutting 45 pounds could possibly be healthy. And in between those fights, those pictures that I saw with Devin, like he looked like a hefty boy, So you're squeezing yourself down to become a multi-divisional champ, right? They're trying to become multi-divisional champs to make it to the Hall of Fame, right? But you're cheating yourself. You're trying to cheat the system, right? Because it's like you really should have been at maybe 140 a year ago. When you was fighting Lomachenko, you probably should have been at 140,
Yeah.
not going to 135. And then
Mhm.
you probably should be at 147 right now. But that fight made me look at Devin differently because it made me think like, okay, you in the camp may know that you really don't have the power to be at these higher weight classes. So you're doing something that maybe just works for you currently, right? Because I'm still a fan of them. I'm just because you lost, I'm not. I'm just throwing you out to the wolves now. I don't believe in you. I still believe in him as a fighter. But I'm like, what was the lead up to this? Like because when he got hit, I understand that Ryan has power, but I was kind of like enamored at the lack of like feet movement. Even in the first round, it looks like his feet was just in the mud. Like he just didn't like.
Yeah, he didn't circle. That wasn't the Devin. Like, so Devin Haney, the bravado was there. It was more so like, okay, we're gonna see who landed a jab. I guess they was trying to, and lands whoever land first. He landed first, buckled him already. Ryan Garcia jumped on him. After that, Devin Haney felt like, I gotta get your respect. You got my respect, but now I gotta get your respect.
Mhm.
And I think he really underestimated him. But after that, once you get hit in the mouth, all that whatever game plan you got is going out the window. So
Yeah,
when it went out the window, it literally took Devin Haney to, now I got to be the guy who steps forward, because he was embarrassed from round one. I don't think if you got rocked, I think if you'd have got rocked in the seventh, like how he did in round one, he would have probably played a little more smooth than box. But
been a
since
little
he
bit
got
more
rocked,
poised.
yeah, but since he got rocked in round one, all that circling that he normally does and putting out the jab and all that kind of stuff, that had Devin gun shy. He wasn't really. He just wanted to go down, shoot jabs to the body, shoot jab. Now the second round he came out. He was attacking Ryan Garcia. He was stepping forward, but that didn't even work because anything he threw at Ryan Garcia, it didn't affect him at all. But to say the least. Ryan Garcia did say he got hurt by Devin Haney in the second round, I believe. But you see the difference. Ryan Garcia has been hurt, dropped before, came back and stopped a person. Haney's been hurt before and then took his foot off the gas for the rest of the fight.
That's true. That's very
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like I slept on Ryan Garcia until I seen the Luke Campbell fight when I saw him get dropped. And once he got up and he stopped him, I literally jumped in the air in the crib. I ain't gonna lie, I jumped in the air like, yo, this is crazy. I can never like really underestimate it. But I really thought Ryan Garcia was the lowest out of everybody at 35 and 40 when Tio and everybody was there. I felt Ryan Garcia couldn't beat anybody. But
that's
now,
same. Same.
sheesh,
I just
sheesh.
even the eye test, like the craziest part about Ryan is like outside of the power, I respect the power. I still don't think he's a
No,
elite fighter. I don't. There's
he's
nothing
not.
about him that looks like it looks like if he fights somebody who has power and is just as fast as him, he's gonna lose his next fight, right? If they don't set him up with like, if they put him in there with any of those dogs, if they put him with Sabril Matias, he's getting knocked out. If they put, I don't know about Pitbull, he might be able to beat Pitbull just off the strength of like he's taller and he got
We
power.
don't know if Martinez. We don't know if Matias got a chin. We don't know. He Haney. I mean, excuse me.
I think
Garcia may knock him out because that guy's he's old. He'll take a hit or two or three. If you take a 2-3 hits with Ryan Garcia flush like that,
well, you know it is easy. It's definitely easy to hit Matias. He's not no like have no real defensive prowess regardless. But that boy got power though. He killed somebody in the ring.
yeah, he sure
So he
did.
got some power. So it's like you ain't just gonna be swinging for the hills and just hoping for a home run. You still got to be prepared for what's coming back at you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that might be a good little fight.
Or
That
him,
might
no,
be a,
him and Cruz
yeah.
will
And then
be a
he's
barn
Mexican.
burner.
Mexican versus Puerto Rican. If Ryan Garcia, well no Mexican versus Puerto Rican. Matias is Puerto Rican, or Matias versus Pitbull is
Matias versus
that's a barn burner too. All right, the two barn burners I would like to see would be either Matias
and Russell.
versus and Russell, or Matias versus Pitbull, or Pitbull versus Russell. Like that triangle right there
Yeah,
is
that yo,
dangerous.
you know, it's a crazy thing. Russell got interviewed and he said, "This is how you want it if you had it: Matias, Pitbull, then Tiafimo."
Oh,
That's in that order.
about Tio. Where you see Tio in that pack? Like
In
where do you
that
see?
mix, I think so. I think Matias versus Tio will be a good fight. I just think it's a bad style matchup for Tio because if he don't get Matias out of there, he gonna be going through hell and hot water. But at first I thought Haney will box Matias' ears off, but then again, it's like I don't know. Teofimo, that's still I still believe he could beat any one of them on a good day. But it's sometimes where he comes in a ring where you're like, damn, is this the Tio
Who
that?
is this guy? Who is this guy?
Yeah, it's like Tio is a 2-3 fights he's good, and then one fight you like, damn. 2-3 fights he's good, then one fight is like, damn. But I guess that's his boxing, you know. I guess this is his
Yeah.
pattern. So
He's just a weird guy. Like even his last fight, like the entrance and everything was so theatrical. It was like I was like, okay, like you looking like you trying to become a star out here, and then the performance you gave us was just like lackluster. I was like, what happened? Like that was arguably his best come out at all of his like performances thus far, right? And it was just like, bro, you got us up here with the theatrics, you know what I'm saying? And then you perform down here, like. And it's like when his back's against the wall, we see the best of him. But when he's on a high, we get another Tio. I don't think Devin. I'm still a fan. Like just to go back to Devin real quick, like I would like to see Devin versus Tio. I would like to see Devin versus all those guys at
mhm,
140. But I
mhm.
think the biggest problem with him is that, and I think we saw this on against Ryan, is that Devin could only beat you one way. So everybody that fights him, they could prepare for that one thing. Like, okay, like if so say we got Russell fights Devin, right? All he's gonna
You get
do,
his respect earlier, then Devin is like a shell.
yeah, and he's just like, yo, bro, like as a professional fighter, bro, you made it this far. It's like, yo, that pity pat jab, you have to have some combinations. Like that's been the most frustrating thing for me
Mm.
watching Devin for maybe the last 6 fights, where I'm like, you have two hands, bro. This left jab, get out of the way, get out of the pocket. Like I love boxing, so I'm cool with that. But you have to vary it up. You have one attack, right? So it's like that's as well as you are defensive. That means your opponent only has to prepare for one thing, and that's what Ryan did. Ryan prepared for one thing, for
Mm-hmm.
you to jab him and move around. And since leading back to your point, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's already been in there with you, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's been in there with you, so he kind of has an understanding of your power, right? I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't think that going into it because I'm like, that was the amateurs, and Devin's a grown man now, so there's gonna be that grown man strength, right? But it seems like we've been hoping for Devin's grown man strength for a long time now. I know
Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. That's
because
crazy. You're
I
right.
know when I
It's
said
just not there. It's just like we got to call a
it's not
spade a
there.
spade. It's just not
It's
there.
just not there, and you know who he reminds me of? You know his next fight should probably be? His next fight should be a mirror image of him, and he should
No,
fight his
you know who she fight next? To be honest with you, Adrian Broner
money,
at a
good
catch
money.
weight, at a catch weight, like a 143, 144.
Yeah, that would be a good fight. I'd rather see him fight Hitchison.
See, the thing about that is like
Or
those two fighting, and he's in the mix. Like I personally, if I see him, it's all love with him. But I don't think that does anything for the world, just in general, the boxing world.
oh, I got what you know why? You want to come back to a fight that's not going to be as dangerous, right?
You think Broner's too dangerous? I think it still keep his
No, I don't
status
think.
up.
I mean, no, 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 not. I went the wrong direction. Like, I
Okay.
think that that's not that. I don't think Broner, because I know Broner's got pop, right? So he's not as dangerous anyway. He's the older version of himself.
Okay.
But I meant like after getting knocked out, like I feel like basically I'm considering Devin got knocked out. That's how I'm looking at it. Like he
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
technically, yes, he made it into the fight, but they could have ended that a couple times, right?
Hmm.
I just would like fight somebody, get some momentum again, right? Like fight somebody that doesn't have that much pop. You know what I'm saying? It would be crazy for Devin to come back and fight another puncher and get wobbled again, right? That might
Hmm.
just like change his whole perspective on the sport. It's the last thing I want to see. But to your point, which I really agree with, is like how many people, the fans, get up for a fight like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
To say we want
Adrian
to go
Broner
watch
would
that.
probably be a
Yep.
better bet. You know what I mean? Because it's like you could prepare.
The build up between him and his pops. You know what I'm saying? The build up between Broner and Bill Haney will be crazy.
Yeah.
Adrian Broner needs a fight, so he's gonna have to sell it. Even though who's Broner fighting? Blair the Fair Cobbs. Woo!
Well,
So
that might be a
that's
good one.
gonna be an interesting little fight there too. That's gonna be an interesting little fight
Revive.
there. Whew, I'm gonna have to go with the person who's been active because I know Broner. It's like with Broner, I can never count on Broner. Like I don't,
Never,
I don't give a damn. I can never
never,
count on Broner. I'm
never.
not one of those people like, yeah, that's AB. No, man, that's the guy who, after Madonna, didn't let his hands go. And with all due respect, once I saw that, it's like there's no way I could really root for AB because he just don't let his hands go. Not because he lost. It's just I'm calling it as I see it. I'm
Yeah.
not
Indeed.
no biasness, no nothing.
Wow, you know what? That was such a great point. Like literally from that fight, I never seen this man let his hands go ever again. It was like literally like watching him was like watching like paint dry. Like it really was like yo, because it was like I was so high
Shit
on
is so boring, bro. Like
like,
Broner turned into
like
a boring ass fighter,
you
bro.
do this thing where it's like, yo, the whole round has gone by. You've thrown
He threw
four.
4 punches. Yes.
How is that to be a professional fighter? It just seems weird to me. It's like how could you let this entire round go by and you only did so? It makes me feel like after the Maidana, like that was such a great point. Maybe he just been shell shocked ever since then, and
Yes.
I don't really respect Broner as an athlete right now. You know what I'm saying? He's not even
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
gatekeeper. He's a
Yeah.
filler.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, this is no, it's not even shade. It's just factual, like, cause it feels bad saying this about Adrian, but only reason I'm saying this is because you were the one that wasn't dedicated. You wasn't
But
dedicated to the
but
sport.
but to combat that, what I think should be done, just for both parties, it will be lucrative for both parties to take that fight. Broner, I think Broner should just. I don't know if he beats. this guy Blair Cobbs, cool. I hope he wins because if him and Haney fight now, they both get the paydays. I hope Adrian Broner. I don't know if Adrian Broner is in a bad situation financially, but he always talk like he is, and he
He's
just keep it a
definitely in a bad
buck.
situation financially.
So yeah, and he got kids. I want to see him take care of his kids, and
Yeah,
come back and do something. So I think that'll be good, just at least on that tip. You know what I'm saying? It's not
yeah,
like I hate Adrian Broner. Nah, I don't, man. I want to see everybody win, even though he might have fumbled some M's or whatever he did with his money. That has nothing to do with me at the end of the day.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what I do want to see is a man be able to live how he want to live and take care of his kids. I tell you that much. So
Yeah, I want to. I like AB as a person. I think he's a interest. He's great. He was technically great for boxing. You know, I think what happened is, man, the man just fell too much and got in love with the life and not realizing all the hard work that comes with that life. You
mhm.
know, like he wanted to get all of the all of the gyms and the trophies,
Accolades and
all of
shit.
the accolades
Yeah.
that
That
Floyd
came after. Yeah, it came after you put the hard
had.
work in.
Yeah, and he just like, man, his fight, he just let me down. But also the thing is like it would be a good fight with him and Devin. Devin's definitely gonna win because what does he have to do? Just keep the jab up. You're not gonna punch it off. So
Facts.
like it just seems like now Adrian's just he's not a gatekeeper. He's just in a filler spot. I think Blair Cobb beats him like actually pretty conveniently, and
Mhm.
I think Blair is using this as like this is the perfect person for me to beat to finally get the notoriety that I want because he was set back huge with that Rocha fight. You know,
Yeah,
like that was like
for
you know
sure.
super
Hold on,
like
hold on, champ. How long this is your first podcast? And sound like you're a pro, man. What you been
yeah.
doing?
This is my first podcast, man. Me and my boy Famous. We've known each other for a long time and shit. You know, what I mean, I probably shouldn't be cursing, whatever, but.
No, it is what it is.
Like know each other for a long time, and we probably should have been connected and got on this because we've always talked boxing
But
for
it's here now. Let's get it. Hey, hey,
so
hey. Feel
long
me?
time.
Listen, the flagship, the people who gonna be holding the flag, stand in front and center. The people who gonna be, oh, I gotta get you. I gotta ship this one of these out for you too, family.
We already
Famous made.
oh
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what
we
I'm
gotta
saying?
make that happen. We gotta
Yeah,
get the first
yeah,
pop.
yeah, yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
get the first
Shirts, everything. But listen, the people who's gonna be running this famous made thing front and behind is me and Vaughn Live. This is a joint venture. This is not just
time.
me. We putting some pieces together for artists, for boxers. This platform is gonna be open to people in tech. Like
Yeah,
we're gonna integrate so many communities, and this is gonna be so lovely and wonderful for people who's really like who really want to see the bottom. And when I say the bottom, somebody start from the bottom,
hmm
build it up, and then you're gonna see we're gonna rise like the Twin Towers, champ. You know, I definitely I'm gonna go on air and say I appreciate Vaughn Live. Um, like
likewise,
our
like
past has been good, but our past also been scattered, and that's due through time. And what I mean, Pat, is like I talk to him for a year, then we won't speak for a couple years. I speak
yeah,
to him for like a year, then we won't speak for a couple years. But now it's timing, baby.
we locked and loaded this time, man. I feel like life is a crazy thing, and like it's great when the timing is right, and like you meet at that crossroads, and you guys got the same vision. So from here, man, I'm really excited for what the future has and what the future is gonna hold.